Listen, thanks for getting us through that. I'm not stupid. I know we wouldn't have made it without you. I'm sorry about your dad, and I'm sorry I've acted like an ass.
You should be sorry. Take a hike, asshole.
Fine. Screw you.
You first.
Hey, buddy. Hi. Yeah, so listen, thanks and all. Really great job you did there.
Citadel Lab Terminal, AVF problem. Recent experiments with the accelerated vector fusion have not gone according to plan. All scribes assigned to the lab should check with Scribe Rothschild on a daily basis and obtain any modified technical parameters as needed. Warning, leaky hydraulics. It has come to our attention that several scribes have slipped on hydraulic fluid near the eastern end of the robot lift. Until the offending pipes can be mended completely, please use caution in that area. Enclave Tactical Assessment. Weapons, plasma base capable of molecular destabilization. Armor advanced power armor Mark II. Transportation vertebrates. Tactical assessment. The Enclave forces that have occupied Project Purity are nearly identical to those encountered on the West Coast in 2241. Threat potential severe. GNR Battle After Action Report. It is in the opinion of Sentinel Alliance that the recent super mutant attack on GNR was not indicative of a larger assault as was originally thought. Instead, the forces that attacked the radio station were probably en route to the mall, reinforced their own kind in a prolonged battle against the mercenaries of Talon Company. Okay, they don't know about me yet. General Robot Diagnostics updated. Scribe Rothschild has completed a full diagnostic of the robot. Here are the results. Mobility 0, navigation 0, internal processors 87, weapon system 60, power management 3, voice module 100 so it can talk. It is the assessment of Scribe Rothschild that once the power management issues are solved, mobility, navigation, translation will jump up to at least 50%, well within acceptable operating capacity. Notice, Redden funeral canceled due to certain unexpected tactical developments. Funeral services for Initiate Redden have been canceled. A memorial service will be scheduled sometime in the future. Date to be announced. Be determined. Okay. Are you someone? Nope. Same terminal. Activate Liberty Prime. Welcome Scribe Rothschild. Historical records. Project summary. Classified as only Liberty Prime. No less than the creation of the most powerful combat robot of the battlefield has ever seen, with the express goal of liberating occupied Anchorage, Alaska from its Chinese aggressors. Summary. The United States Army has succeeded in contracting both Robco and General Atomics International to work on their first joint project. The robot they create, Liberty Prime, will be the very embodiment of American military might, a walking, talking, nuke-tossing hero who will remind the world what it means to be a superpower. I am fully confident that the presence of Liberty Prime at the Anchorage front line will be to the Chinese and what the Hiroshima bomb was to the Japanese in 1945. General Constantine Chase. Capital Post article, June 3rd, 2072, by Walter Street Beat Monroe, Capital Post staff writer. And a startling turnaround from the previous policy of the complete covert development. The United States Army has confirmed that they are indeed working on a new super weapon, one designed specifically to crush the Red Chinese invasion force and liberate occupied Anchorage, Alaska, once and for all. Speaking at an Army press conference at the Pentagon, General Constantine Chase stated, "No more secrets. The time has come to lay all our cards on the table so the Chinese can see with their own eyes that we've got the winning hand. The United States Army is proud to announce that for the first time in history, General Atomics International Robco have joined forces to create this great country a super weapon that will leave every single yellow-bellied red shaking in their commie boots. Unfortunately for our readers, that's as specific as Chase is willing to get. While he and the Army are ready for China, we know the U.S. is developing a new weapon. They're not quite ready to divulge what it is. Divulge just what it is or when it will be ready for deployment. All in due time, all in due time. Rest assured, when this weapon is complete, liberty will come to Anchorage and hell will follow." Letter to Dr. Bloomfield from General... I can't read. Letter, Dr. Bloomfield to General Chase. General Chase, we're sorry, but you're being completely unrealistic. There is simply no way the robot will be combat ready in 3 months. The chassis is complete, all weapon systems are online, and the voice module has been programmed as requested. But power consumption is still our primary concern, and neither Doctors Honeywell nor Park have yet found an acceptable solution. We hope to subcontract Vault Tech and utilize the talents of Dr. Braun, but it Apparently, he's gone into seclusion, working on one of their own projects, and they couldn't reach out to him at this point if they wanted to, so that's out. I'll give it to you straight, General. This is the biggest robot in the world has ever seen. We just haven't been able to find a power source small enough and powerful enough to get the damn thing running with all its systems online. In 3 months, we might be able to guarantee the robot can walk into downtown Anchorage, but all of its weapon systems will be offline. Maybe he can just step on the red Chinese? Dr. Stanley Bloomfield, Project. Diagnostic reports. May 8th, 2277. Here are the results. Pretty much the same. Worse. It has been determined that the recent feedback spike, which resulted in overall system degradation, was in fact caused by the installation of the new power capacitor, as Scribe Rothschild suspected. Until further notice, scribes are ordered to cease any and all experiments that involve rerouting the power from any of the robot's subsystems. Current. Better. It is the assessment of Scribe Rothschild that once the power management issues are solved, mobility and navigation will jump to 50%. Okay, we read that. Lead Scribe's journal. Another day, another setback. We had tried, of course, rerouting power from weapons to the robot's other subsystems several times. Each attempt ended in failure. Thanks to the robots. Thanks for the follow. Hi. Welcome to the backpack. Each attempt ended in failure thanks to the robot's overly aggressive combat subroutines. It's almost as if there's some hidden pocket of AI that keeps pushing against us, refusing to let anyone drain power from the weapon systems. I guess that shouldn't surprise me, considering why he was constructed in the first place. That's why I began work on the neural dampener in the first place. What? In the first place. I was convinced I could trick the robot into thinking I had actually redistributed the power from some other subsystem, but the damn thing proved smarter than that. Certainly smarter than me. All I managed to do was fry some of the circuitry again and set us back another 3 months. Fail! I'm tired of trying to reroute power like I'm some kind of snot-nosed initiate. I don't care what kind of drain it puts on the scribe's ability to research and maintain the weapons and armor. I'm proceeding with the AVF experiments. If I can successfully create an accelerated vector fusion module similar to the technology I saw Dr. Lee working on all those years ago, we'll have our first real chance of getting the robot fully operational. Maybe then the Western elders will realize our worth. August 1st. Unfortunately, the accelerated vector fusion experiments haven't gone as planned. Bowditch suffered second-degree burns, and at one point we accidentally channeled, so it was so much power to the robot's head laser, it discharged and nearly killed Elder Lyons. He was not pleased. Initiate activation sequence. Fish power. Voice emitter test. Voice emitter test initialized.
Voice module online. Audio functionality test initialized. Designation: Liberty Prime. Mission: the liberation of the Chinese invaders. Emergency Communist Acquisition Directive. Immediate self-destruct. Better dead than red.
Better dead than red. That's what he said.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Initiate triage protocol.
Unit deactivating. This troop is hitting the rack. Error.
Ouch! That hurt. What the hell?
There has been an error in the medical subsystem. Please run a level 2 diagnostic.
We're on a level 2 diagnostic on the medical systems.
Command accepted. Beginning level 2 systems diagnostic. Please stand by. Diagnostic complete. Results indicate a level 7 degradation in neural pathway 0x63A82. No further information available.
The fuck? What is that pathway responsible for?
Neural pathway 0x63A82 governs the motor control interface, bridging the main medical software and the unit's manipulator arms. The current damage level would cause erratic behavior, potentially forcing the unit to behave outside of design parameters.
Close neural pathway and reroute remaining functions.
Neural pathway 0x3A82 rerouted through neural pathway 0x374E82. Stand by. Full motor functions restored. Diagnostic reveals no critical failures. Asshole.
Personnel terminal. Is that different? Squire Maxon Bailey access. By the order of Elder Lion, Squire Maxon is not to be given unsupervised access to the Bailey while live fire practice is in effect. Recruiting. Due to the tragic death of Paladin Redden, Lion's Pride now has one opening, effective immediately. If you can't shoot an ugly from 150 yards blindfolded, don't waste my time. Soldier rotation. Due to the increase in activity in the vicinity, the importance of the outpost, all knights and paladins can be expected to be added to the patrol rotation in that area. So your squad leaders.
Hello. Hail to you, stranger. I am Squire Maxon, loyal servant of steel. It is an honor to make your acquaintance.
Seem nervous, kid. Do I make you nervous?
Well, yes, if I may speak my will, you do, sort of. We do not have many guests in the Citadel. And when we do, they're usually visiting brothers. Outsiders are not to be trusted, so says the Codex. Shield yourself from those not bound to you by steel, for they are the blind. Aid them when you can, but lose not sight of yourself.
You should be nervous. Who says that I'm not here to kill you all?
I don't... If Elder Lyons chooses to show trust in you, then by the oath, I must trust you as well. Give way your suspicions to the wisdom of thine elder. Where he shows trust, so shall you, says the Codex.
Kick his ass, Seabass!
Even if I don't understand why he would trust someone like you, I obey him and welcome you here. I only hope that you are a woman of honor.
Well, I'm sorry to crush your little dreams, but I'm not a woman of honor. Aren't you a little young for all of this?
Oh, well, you see, I am descended from the great Roger Maxon, founder of our order. I am the last of his line. They say my soul was forged from eternal steel, but I don't believe that.
What?
I'm really just a
Poor
normal
kid.
boy. I
You
was
are.
sent to the Citadel many years ago to be fostered by Elder Lyons. But that was before the Western Elders lost faith in the Elder.
What?
I really don't know if I'll ever get home, but, well, I kind of like it here. Sentinel Lyons has been very kind to me. She's taught me so much.
They don't let you murder kids in this game, Morbid. They don't actually make you fight, do they?
No. But I could. I know I'm ready. I mean, it would be scary, but it's not fair that I have to sit inside while the knights go on patrol. I did go out one time, you know. Sarah, Sentinel Lyons took me out, just to show me. I killed a super mutant too, I swear. I also sort of shot Sarah, but just a little. It was just a flesh wound.
That's why this little shit isn't allowed near live firing. What do you make of the Enclave, Squire?
You're asking me what I think about the Enclave?
Yup.
Well, the Brotherhood of Steel has actually faced the Enclave before. Back west. More than 30 years ago, according to our chronicles. Judging from those records, I'd say their soldiers are outfitted in advanced power armor Mark II. It's pretty strong. Better than our power armor. And some of their technology is amazing. Vertibirds. Plasma weapons that can turn a man to goo. Does that help?
I don't want to be friends with them.
Very well.
Diary entry 1. Stupid scribe Rothschild in his stupid lab. All I wanted to do was talk to the robot and see if he'd be my friend. So what if he can't walk? Oh, hi, Squire Maxon. How's the best kid in the Citadel doing today? Diary entry 2. Yesterday, Sarah taught me how to kill a man by stabbing him in the kidneys. I think I'm in love. story, The Guardians of Gillifrond. Whatever shall we do, Mr. Wallingsworth? Molly asks. Mother will be home shortly, and I've yet to clean my room. Heavens, my heavens me. Don't fret, Molly Golly. We'll enlist a little help, that's all. Mr. Wallingsworth then waddled his little teddy bear body into the center of the room and called out in a voice both sweet and strong to those lying dormant on shelves in the toy box under the bed. Come now, you lot. Molly Golly needs our help, and we're her guardians. That means we all get crackin'. Come on now, shake off those dust bunnies and hop to. There then rose a rustle and rumble from all corners of the room as rocking horse and railway car, bookend and baby doll, toy and game alike all blossomed into impossible life. Mr. Wallingsworth, but I never knew. I just thought it was just you. Oh, this is just wonderful, Molly exclaimed. Wonderful? Bah! I was having a nice nap and a nice dream, and now you've gone and woken me up. And for what? Manual labor? That wasn't in the job description, Wallingsworth. This small and squeaky voice of dissent belonged to one of Mousie McGuire, Molly's favorite stuffed animal, and one of the few companions granted the right to sleep on her bed. Oh, Mousie, you're alive. Molly ran to her bed and embraced the nonplussed plushie, squishing his body in a nearly stuffing, bursting bear hug. Ah! Oh! All right. Enough! You're crushing me! Molly released her hold and dropped Mousie back on the bed, feeling at once excited and immensely disappointed that her favorite stuffed toy had just come to life and seemed to be a complete cretin. Now you listen here, McGuire, Wallingsworth said. Being guardians of dear Miss Molly Golly means we protect her in any way we can, even if that means unclogging the potty, or taking out the trash, or yes, tidying up her room. And when the crawly creeps come, oh, and they will come, you'll get to do what was in your job description. Mark my words. All right. Poem, Song of the Light Man. Tweedle dumpling, tweedle dare, curse the younglings if you dare, for theirs is youth and joy and power. 5 made one in this light man's tower. And when they come, these 5 of sun, the light man's prodigy have won. So sound the trumpets clear and loud and think beyond the eastern shroud. Vargas doesn't know I've been reading his copy of Guns and Bullets, and I should probably keep it that way. I mean, it's right there under his bunk bed in the den. What did he expect? Wait, which one? Vargas. Maxon family dossiers. Roger Maxon. Born NA, died 2135. Second in command of the security team stationed at the West Tech Research Facility, later relocated to the Mariposa military base. Assumed command after nervous breakdown of security team leader Colonel Robert Spindle. Executed scientist after learning of the research into the forced evolutionary virus, or FEV. Deserted from military just before the war, Maxon ordered the families of all base personnel brought inside the facility, thereby sparing their lives. Led survivors in their exodus to the Lost Hills bunker. Maxon's wife was killed on the journey. At Lost Hills, I think this is Fallout 2, Roger Maxon formed the Brotherhood of Steel. As the organization's first High Elder, he formed the Order of Paladins, Knights, and Scribes. Maxon 2. Born NA, teenager of unspecified in 2077, died 2155, took over command of the Brotherhood of Steel as High Elder in 2135 when his father, Roger Maxon, died of cancer. In 2155, while hunting down a group of raiders known as the Vipers, Maxon, who was unhelmeted at the time, was grazed in the head by an arrow. A deadly viper poison killed him within hours. John Maxon, born 2097, died NA, sons of Maxon II and grandson of Roger Maxon. A gifted soldier, John Maxon was promoted to the rank of Paladin at age 38 in the year 2135. Soon after, he was promoted once more to head Paladin. In 2155, Maxon was promoted to the illustrious position of High Elder when his father, Roger Maxon II, was killed in a glorious battle with the raiders known as Vipers. Records indicate John Maxon had some dealings with a mysterious figure identified only as the Vault Dweller in the year 2162 at age 65. How fun. New entry, Squire Arthur Maxon, born 2267. The only son of Jonathan and Jessica, both deceased, last of the Maxon bloodline. As an infant, was sent to the capital Citadel to be fostered by Elder Owen Lyons. The reason for this decision was twofold. 1. Recent internal conflict amongst the Western Brotherhood of Steel created an unsafe environment for the child. It was believed that the Citadel, despite being located in hostile territory, would increase his probability of survival. Elder Lyons at the time was in high favor with the Western elders and deemed a perfect candidate to provide care and training to the squire. Recent events have led to a lack of communication with the Western elders. As a result, Squire Maxon will remain at the Citadel indefinitely. State of Maxon. The state of Maxon in the New California Republic was built in close proximity to the Lost Hills bunker and enjoyed the protection of the Brotherhood of Steel. No additional information is available at this time. Diary of Roger Maxon, Volume 1. I, Roger Maxon, Captain, serial number, blah, have started this log because it doesn't look good for any of us, and I'd like for people to know what really happened here. All hell broke loose when we finally discovered what those scientist bastards were up to. The colonel has locked himself in his office and seems to be having some sort of breakdown. Men are screaming for blood. They're looking for me for answers. I'm not sure what to do. Someone has to do something, though, before this place sinks into an anarchist bloodbath. October 12th. Every time we get a report from higher up, things get worse here. The war is going on in a very bad direction. This place is about to go to hell. I'm making up words. About to go to full mutiny with all the chaos that entails. I stopped one of the men from executing a scientist today and demanded that we interrogate them to find out what their orders were. October 13th, I killed a man today. I was interrogating Chief Scientist Anderson. He was giving me the full details of their inhuman experiments. He said his orders came from the government, but I didn't buy it. He started screaming about how he was following orders and how he was a military man, and I just shot him. I tell myself it was to keep him from causing a full mutiny among the men, but I'm not so sure. I tried again to speak to the colonel through the door, but he just seems to have completely lost touch with reality. I broke the door with several of the men just in time to watch him blow his head off. Right before he pulled the trigger, he said he was sorry. By killing the egghead, I seem to have confirmed my position as leader of the men. They follow me without question now. The interrogations invariably end up being executions. Showman held out the longest, but the end was the same. Her arguments about her orders were a bit too specific to be completely made up. I'm getting a real bad feeling in my gut about how this is all going to end up. I don't even lie to myself anymore about the reasons for executing scientists. I finally replied to the outside world over our radio. I don't know why they ever sent anyone here to see what was happening when we stopped responding to their transmissions. It doesn't make sense. Well, they'll come now. I declared ourselves seceded from the Union. I remember Jefferson Davis. What will history say about me? This entire journey, it was in Fallout 1? I feel like it does sound familiar. It does sound familiar. But if he was out there, we didn't ever meet Maxon in Fallout 1, did we? What the hell is going on? We declare ourselves to be in full desertion from the army and no longer under the government's command. And what happens? Nothing. Something bad is coming down. I can't believe those bastards finally did it. Damn them all to hell. They finally let the A-bombs fly. We were right in the middle of... Yeah, I do remember reading this in Fallout 1. We were right in the middle of trying to pry the real story out of Von Felden when we completely lost contact. I have a feeling the research center was hit hard. I don't know why. I just call it a gut feeling. It seems inconceivable that we were not targeted. I'm sure China will make up for the oversight real soon. Luckily, we have moved our families from the outside into the facility the day before yesterday. We do not know if the fallout has reached this area. Sergeant Plattner volunteered to go outside today and make specific readings on the atmosphere. It seems the radiation has not spread this far. Since he was wearing his power armor, there was no threat to him from radiation. But if he had been exposed, he would have had to been exiled. We don't have adequate decontamination facilities here. I convinced the men we should bury the scientists. I don't know why. Perhaps it was to ease my conscience. I finally started to believe their stories when the last one was dying. My God, what have I become? We're leaving this godforsaken place today. I'm leaving the Exodus to the old government bunker at Lost Hills. I'm leaving this log behind to be buried when this place goes to the next exchange. Maybe, who knows, maybe someone will find it someday. Yeah, we found it twice, apparently.